And we are back, another episode of the Hoop 365 show. If you're new here, I appreciate you tuning in. For everyone that has watched any of the previous episodes and is watching this one, thank you as well. As always, feel free to give me a like, comment, subscribe. They're all appreciated. But tonight, a little bit different than what I've been doing. No tips, no tricks, anything like that. No game of the night situation here, but just going to do kind of a game preview, or a slate preview, I should say. Going to be going over the 6 games that are on the slate tonight. We've got some really good ones, and that's kind of why I did this tonight. Wanted to give my opinion and thoughts on the slate that we have, because I think we'll see some really good performances individually and from the team standpoint. We could get some really close games and hopefully some buzzer beaters, things like that. But not sure what's in store, but I know we've got some really good matchups, so I want to dive into those. I'll kind of go over every game a little bit, but I'm going to dive into the more intriguing matchups, of course. So to start things off, we got the RaptorsMagic. I think you can see the Raptors win this one by double digits or close to. I think the Raptors are kind of turning a corner. They're getting better. They're finding out their rotations. The Magic's solid team, but I don't think they're going to be able to compete with the Raptors tonight. Moving on to the Clippers Nets, that's one of the games I kind of wanted to just start with and get into right away, because it's an exciting matchup and everybody's kind of talking about it, because we've got the Nets core versus the Clippers, who have been super hot. I know ESPN put them as their number 1 team in their power rankings, so great matchup here. Obviously, the Nets are coming off a loss to the Wizards. I went in detail a little bit about that in a previous episode, because it was just a crazy loss, a crazy game in general. Nets gave up like 150 points, which I think you'll see again tonight. The Nets are going to give up a ton of points. It's going to be an absolute shootout. You can expect the Nets and Clippers both to score 120 points plus, I would say, tonight. And I think we're going to get some big games out of the Stars. I think KD has a big game. I think Kyrie has a big game. And I think Paul George plays really well. Kawhi does his normal thing, kind of just kills in the shadows, man. I mean, he's not really a super eye-popping player. He just gets the job done, and he'll have 30 by the end of the game without you really even noticing, because it's just so solid and sound on how he does it. But I think tonight, I think the Nets get the dub tonight. I think they win by 6. I'm going to say it's 128 to 122. Nets beat the Clippers, but I think we get a really exciting game, and I think the Nets try to do a little bit better job defensively, but I think there's going to be a lot of easy buckets, and it's going to be a high-scoring affair. So tune into that game. I know it's on TNT, national TV, big game. A lot of people will be watching. So feel free to let me know your thoughts. But moving on to the next game, GrizzliesPacers. I think this game is going to go the Pacers' way. Ja's back with the Grizzlies, of course, so I think he'll provide kind of some punching power, some firepower for them. But the Pacers are a pretty solid team, man. They got a really good core in Sabonis, Miles Turner, Brogdon. Those guys are going to have a big game tonight. I don't see anyone stopping Brogdon. I think he kind of does what he wants tonight versus the Grizzlies. So we'll see how that goes, but I got the Pacers by, I say, 8 points tonight versus the Grizzlies. And so next game on the slate, TrailBlazersWizards, another high-scoring game that I think you'll see both teams score over 120 points. And I've got a score prediction on this one as well. I've got the Wizards 130 to the Blazers 128. We're going to get a back-and-forth game most of the way. CJ McCollum's still out for the Blazers, so you're going to get a huge game from Damian Lillard. I think he has 40-plus tonight on the Wizards. But I think we see Bradley Beal have a monster game as well. Westbrook triple-double will happen tonight in my eyes. And I think we get a Wizards win, and they get on a 2-game winning streak. I haven't said that much for them this year, but I think they pull out another dub, and it's going to be a close one, super high scoring, limited defense. Cantor's going to have a ton of offensive rebounds. He's going to have a big double-double in my eyes tonight versus the Wizards. So it'll be interesting to see who pulls that one out, but I got the Wizards in a really narrow margin of 2 points. So tune into that one. I don't know what network that's on, but it may be on TV as well, on NBA TV or something. So moving on to the next game that is following the Clippers Nets, and that is the Warriors Celtics. This is going to be a fun game for me to watch. Really enjoy watching the Celtics. They're a really well defensively and offensively put together team. They're pretty sound on both ends of the floor. So gonna tune into this one, and it'll be interesting to see who guards Steph. Will it be Kemba? Will it be Marcus Smart? Actually, it won't be Marcus Smart because he's out, I believe, with the knee issue. So I don't know how they're going to guard Steph. Steph might have a big game tonight, but I think they can't stop the Celtics' two star players in Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and I think they have a big night. I think both of those guys propel them to a victory. I've got Boston 112, Warriors 106, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a little more high scoring than that and the Celtics score, say, 115, and they win by double digits. I could see the Celtics winning this one pretty convincingly, but the Warriors are going to have something to say, no doubt. Steph has to play well for them to win this game. Draymond has to show up on the offensive end, have some more statistics in the box score, and really have an impact on the game, especially with James Wiseman out. So we'll see how that one goes, but I've got the Celtics winning that one by 8 to 10 points. In the last game, I think the Jazz pretty much take care of the Pistons soundly. I think they win by double digits, and you get a pretty Jazz-type game where they just handle business and they get back to their winning ways after they suffered a loss ending their 11-game win streak. So that's how I feel how tonight's games are going to go. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to drop a comment on TikTok, on YouTube, whatever it is. But the games are getting underway here very soon. So we will see what my predictions look like after all this. But great games to watch. So tune in, and we will see you guys later. As always, feel free to give me a subscribe, a like, a comment. I will reply or try my best to do so. So I appreciate it, and we'll see you episode 9.